What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk a little bit here about Stephon Gilmore because some news has been breaking about his status currently with the New England Patriots. As we all know, there has been trade rumors swirling around Stephon Gilmore for about a year now. We know that the New England Patriots almost shipped him off during the trade deadline this past year. We know that they had to kind of fix the contract to give him more money during the 2020 season, or else he was planning on sitting out and not participating during the offseason programs. And then this offseason, it was sounding like a sure thing that Stephon Gilmore was going to be gone, that the Patriots just weren't going to give him, the money that he wanted in his final year with the team, and that they were going to look to potentially just ship him off, get some draft capital for him, especially because they had J.C. Jackson, who was also a free agent. I am hearing now, though, that the Patriots have taken Stephon Gilmore off the trade block and that they are not actively shipping him off. They're not calling teams saying, hey, we're looking to ship off Stephon Gilmore. What would you like to give us for him? Now, I do hear that teams are still calling the Patriots about Gilmore. I'm sure Belichick is still picking up the phone. It doesn't mean he's going to trade him. It doesn't mean he's not going to trade him. But it doesn't matter who you are tradable. Your spot is never safe, no matter if you're on the Patriots or another team. Everybody, every player, every coach has a price. But what we heard around the trade deadline when active rumors are going around about Gilmore was that New England was looking for a first-round pick along with a player in exchange. Now, clearly, Gilmore didn't leave, which means none of these teams were hopping on what the Patriots were asking for. Now, I do agree they were asking for too much. Honestly, if they could have gotten a first-round pick, I was all for it. And I even said, hey, a first-round pick, definitely. But you're not asking for more than a first-round pick because it is Stephon Gilmore. He is a great defensive back. He is still one of the best in the league, and he's just coming off of a Defensive Player of the Year from a couple seasons ago. Let's also keep in mind this was before he got injured. So I do agree that Belichick was asking for too much in return for Stephon Gilmore, and that definitely turned off some teams. And now we're asking ourselves, okay, what could the Patriots currently get for him? Now you have to understand that the Patriots are in worse position with Stephon Gilmore than they were during the trade deadline, because now Stephon Gilmore only has one season under his contract. So any team that would potentially trade for him only would get him for 1 year before they have to sign him to a big contract extension, versus if the Patriots trade him at the trade deadline, they would have had him for 2 seasons. Stephon Gilmore is also coming off of a pretty serious season-ending injury, and he's also in his 30s. Now, Gilmore is expected to return fully active. He's supposed to make a full recovery, and he's expected to be ready for offseason programs. From what I'm hearing, though, teams have been very turned off with Stephon Gilmore in the sense of him coming off of this season-ending injury. He's coming off of this big injury. He's in his 30s. A lot of teams are questioning, is Gilmore going to come back the same? And that has been the big problem between Belichick and these teams that are calling him in, a potential trade for Gilmore, is that Belichick has this price on what he's asking for Gilmore. And teams are saying, well, we'll give you this, but, we're not going to give you anything more than that because he's coming off of this injury, he's in his 30s, and we'd only get him for 1 year before we have to sign him to a massive contract. Now, it hasn't been reported what teams are offering Bill Belichick for Stephon Gilmore. It hasn't been reported what Belichick is even looking for Stephon Gilmore, but I could imagine Belichick is hoping for a first-round pick, but I'm sure he'd be okay with a second-round pick. Honestly, though, knowing Belichick, I don't think he's looking to accept anything less. A third rounder at the very least. But if you're saying, hey, I'll give you a 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th rounder in return for Stephon Gilmore, I guarantee you Belichick's going to laugh at you and hang up the phone. I understand teams' worry and perspective with Stephon Gilmore, with that season-ending injury, him being in his 30s and only having him for 1 year under the contract. I completely get that. But what teams don't understand is that Gilmore has still been one of the best in the league, and he is, again, just coming off of a Defensive Player of the Year just, a year ago? And a lot of people are saying, well, Stephon Gilmore did take a step back. And you know what? I do agree. He did take a step back this past season. But what you also have to understand is that Gilmore played elite. Gilmore played as well as a cornerback could possibly play. How could you get any better than that? You're bound to take a step back. But the thing is that he didn't take a step back to the point where he's not a top 5 corner in the league and where he's not a number 1 shutdown corner. It's not like how he was back when he was with Buffalo. So Stephon Gilmore and an acquisition for any team is still a very big deal. It's a very big piece to a team. In fact, a lot of experts are still saying, despite what New England has done on defense, Stephon Gilmore is easily their best defensive player. And now you look at what Bill Belichick has already done this offseason, and it's only been a few days into the new league year. We still have the draft, and we have several months leading up until the start of the regular season. I'm sure Belichick will continue to make moves, and now Belichick is seeing himself as a true contender. Belichick's looking to be back in contention for 2021. He's not looking to win 7-8 games, maybe squeeze in the playoffs. He's looking to get back in the playoffs and compete for another Super Bowl. So I look at that as, if Belichick gets the right price, for sure, he'll ship off Stephon Gilmore. I believe that if Belichick sees a quarterback in the 2021 draft that he wants to trade up for, and he needs to add Stephon Gilmore to that package in order to get his quarterback of the future, then you know what? He'll do it. But I firmly believe that Belichick is in no rush to trade Stephon Gilmore. That if Belichick doesn't get as high of draft capital or at least an equal player in return, he's not going to trade Gilmore, because Belichick knows what Gilmore's worth is, despite teams clearly trying to fleece him. And I just don't see Belichick doing that. Belichick knows what he has with Gilmore. Belichick knows the player Gilmore is. He's not going to get fleeced, because in the end, the Patriots, they don't have to get rid of Stephon Gilmore. There is no reason New England needs to get rid of him. In fact, I think after what we saw after he got injured is that the Patriots actually need Stephon Gilmore. So you know what? If you're a team who wants to acquire Stephon Gilmore, you're going to have to give up what Belichick is saying for. You know, he's not just going to go, all right, fine, 4th round pick, you win, here's Stephon Gilmore. Belichick doesn't want to get rid of Gilmore. It's if Belichick has to get rid of Gilmore. But even then, I see Belichick just biting the bullet, keeping Stephon Gilmore for the year, maybe giving him a little bit of a pay grade so he's happy, and then letting him hit free agency at the end of his contract, rather than just not getting what he wants for him. Because in the end, trading Stephon Gilmore will open up serious questions for the Patriots secondary. Now, Gilmore is expected to make about $16.3 million in 2021. Again, final year of his contract with a base salary of $7.5 million. I don't expect Gilmore to play on that $7.5 million base salary, though. Overall, it would not surprise me to see Stephon Gilmore stay with the New England Patriots, especially after what Bill Belichick was able to do this offseason. I think he looks back and goes, all right, you know what? We're building something special. I think I should keep Stephon Gilmore. But at the same time, if the right price comes along, I could definitely see Bill Belichick also trading him. So neither would surprise me. Before we end this one off, though, I want to talk about the sponsors of this video, BetOnline. Now, BetOnline has the fastest and easiest ways to bet on all of your sports action. Football might be over, but NBA, college basketball, and the NHL are still a full swing. BetOnline even covers awards, TV shows, and reality TV. They also have real-time updated odds and props on almost anything you guys can imagine. And BetOnline has you covered for all of the news, scores, and odds, and it is the best way to place your bets, and it's 100% free to sign up. All you have to do this is head to their website or use your mobile device and sign up today to receive a 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. Guys, do not sit on the sidelines anymore. Get in with the action. Don't forget to use that promo code CLNS50 for a 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. The New England Patriots are not actively shopping Stephon Gilmore and are not reaching out to teams in order to get rid of him, and are even going as far as to taking him off the trade block. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up, along with subscribing to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Now, like always, I appreciate each and every single one of you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.